Hi everyone, good afternoon. Thanks for joining the session. Am I audible? Audible? Okay. Thank you, Shashank. I know it's afternoon and your lunchtime. Sorry about it. I'll try to keep it. This section is very interesting. You'll be hungry for food and knowledge. But I really appreciate your dedication and commitment. I guarantee you will learn some important stuff in these 2 hours. By the way, my name is Kala. I have 6 years of experience as a front-end developer. I also have work on backend also for a couple of years. I work for an MNC. I also have experience of teaching about 2 years. In today's session, we are going to, let me share my screen. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In this session, we are going to learn HTML, CSS, and JavaScript and Angular. How many of you know about HTML? Like more people know about this. Can we get a job with these three technologies like HTML, CSS, and AngularJS? Yes, you can get a job in 3 months if you learn just the UI technologies. In this session, we will focus on HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Angular. First 1 hour, we will learn about HTML and CSS, and next 1 hour, we'll look into JavaScript and Angular. Okay, shall we start the session? First, we will start with HTML. HTML means it is an hypertext markup language. Most of the UI, if you want to learn the UI technologies or you want to work with an UI developer, you should know about the HTML. HTML stands for hypertext markup language. As you guys already know about it, hypertext is simply means that text within the text. Like if you want to if you have one link, you have to go to the another browser. So this we will see in the example. First, we will learn about the basic. Hypertext is simply means the text within the text. Like if a text has the link within it, you have to once you click on that link, you will go to the another browser. If coming to the markup is like it is a computer language which is used to apply the layout and formatting of the text document. Yes. First, we will go to this like this is the HTML document, how we can see it. Doc type and HTML will stands for, this will shows the which type of document, like version of the HTML, and this is stands for language, and mainly Like which we had seen. I'll show that. Yes. See, if you have this link, this is the hypertext. This is the link. Once you click on this, you'll go to the another browser. This is stands for the hypertext markup language, which is simply we can see that. And coming to like characteristics of the HTML, it is very easy to learn. Am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am. You are audible.
Okay. Mainly HTML, why the features of HTML, we can say that it is very easy to learn and easy to understand. It is easy to modify also. If mainly if you're designing the form or like if you want to show the application in the more efficient, um, more more efficient, you will use the HTML. In the HTML, this have the some already built-in functions and as well as the tags, elements, and facilitates the programmers to add the links to the web pages. Mainly, that are the HTML characteristics we can say. And coming to the building blocks, mainly in HTML, we have the three building blocks: tags, attributes, elements. Coming to the tags, an HTML tag surrounds the open tag and close tag. Without open tag and close tag, you can't write any HTML code. Coming to the attributes, an attribute in HTML provides the extra information about the element. Like if you are using that input tag, by using the attributes, this will define the type of the tag. If you are using the text or if you are using the button, like some other thing. Coming to the element, an element is the individual component of HTML file. Pranav, am I audible now? Discussing about the element. Okay, an element is an individual component of HTML file. If you are using the HTML file, everything is written inside of the everything written. It is markup by the some elements in the HTML. So that is called an HTML. We will show an example. See, if your this is defines the tag, like whatever the open tag and close tag. In between of these, we have one element. This is called an element. If you want to know about the attribute, this is the element. This is the attribute. Attribute is defined by the property type and the value. Like lang will defines the property type, which is the language you are inserted in the document, like inserted in the file. En en is defines the value of the property, and in more defined about the HTML tags. HTML tags are like keywords, we can say. It is HTML tags will like as a keywords which defines the how web browser will format or display the content. Like if you are using any head tag or like body tag, something else. If HTML tags will always be in the closed by using the slash. If you are open the head tag and you need to close in this way, like then only in between of these you will write some content of here. So mainly the HTML tags will defines in the closed tag and open tag. Coming to the HTML attribute, HTML attribute is the special words which provide additional information about the element. Input is one type of element. If you are using the type of the input element is button or text or whatever it may be, this will defines the extra information about the element. And HTML element, as we already know about this, input or head or like whichever whatever the tags we are using in the HTML, that will refers the HTML elements. First, we will learn about the basic construction of the HTML page. It is having the doc type. Rather than this, we can use it this way. See, this is the construction of the HTML page. First, we have the doc type HTML. If whichever the version we are using the HTML document, that will stands here. HTML is this will shows the root of the HTML page. And we have the head tag. In this head tag, we will give the session details. If it, like the human body, we can say, which we have the head and body. In the HTML also, we have the head section. In the head section, we will give the whatever the details which is inserted in the body, that we will show into the head tag. For example, in the head tag, we are defining the heading elements in the body. So that's why we are using the head tag. Within this head tag, we will give the some metadata, title, session details, like languages which are used. Some of the details we will give here. And we have one more body tag. In this body tag, whatever the content you want to show in the document, that will show we need to type here within the body tag. Basically, the HTML page structure will looks like this. First, we have the HTML. this will comes like HTML, like whichever the part we are seeing here. This is the first session, and coming to second one, this is the again this is the head tag from here to here. This is a metadata, whichever the titles we are passing, like in the between the header, and this is the body tag, like content which we are need to place it in the application, we are need to which we need to write, like which we need to describe the content. Like we can see the example here. See here we can see this is the heading of the page, like this the main uh, this is the head function, these are the body content which we can see here. And we have one more in the HTML tag. HTML head anchor tag. This is the very important tag we are using in the HTML. By using this, we can navigate to the another web browser. Like the if we are in the anchor tag, we are giving the hyperlink by using the href attribute that I'll show in the code. This is the anchor tag which we are talking about. If we need to navigate to the Gmail website, so the in the time we are using the anchor tag over here. If you can see the results here, once we click on this link, this is the anchor tag which we are referring with the href function by navigating to the another web page. Once you click on this link, you'll automatically navigate to the Gmail, like whichever the link you are passing over here, that we will navigate. And next, coming to the image tag. In image tag, we can use the src function for referring the src attribute for referring the image which you have which you want to show in the application. Like if you want to display the some good morning image, or like some your image, like whatever it may, whatever the profile you want to display into the application, then you have to use the src attribute within the image tag. Within the image tag, we are referring the some displayed image. And next, coming to the html table. Using the html table tag, we will display the tabular form of the data, like rows and columns and the table header. By using the tr will refers to the table of table row of table. Th will refers to the table header. Td will refers to the table data. Like we can see the example over here. See, whichever I am defining the first name, last name, and marks, this I had defined with the th. Like in this row, inside of the table row, we need to show the first name, last name, and the marks. Within the table row, I had defined the table headers. And again, this table row, table headers, table data will comes up with the within the table tag. TD will refers to the columns. You can see here headers. This will show the rows and this will table data. Next, we move on to HTML list. In the HTML, we have the three type of list. One is ordered list or number list. Second is unordered list. Like a bulleted list. Third, we have description list. Definition list. First, we talk about the ordered list. In this ordered list, whatever the data we are giving, the data will comes up with the numbers. Automatically, by default, it will shows the numbers. The example of order list. See, in this list, you used the OL. OL is referred as the order list. By using the OL tag, we will list within the OL. We will give like a list of items which you want to give. Like list one areas bingo, like whatever the data you are giving, this will automatically refers with the numbers as in the application you can see. And coming to the unordered list, we will use the OL is the tag. Between this we will give the list items whichever you are passing, that will refers with the bulletins. We are using the unordered list. UL is the tag name. Inside of this, you had given the simple data that will automatically reverse like with the bulletins. This is called as the unordered list. Coming to the description list. In this description list, we will use the DL tag. This within the DL tag, if you want to give any definition of, for example, HTML is in HTML, you not to find about this. So it is automatically coming to the description wise. Like you need to describe the hypertext markup language about the you had used the like a header tag, paragraph tag, that will not coming automatically with the description wise. As you can see the example, like HTML, that is that HTML description, Java the description. In the code, we will define within the DL tag, we will go to the DT. DT is referred as the title of the document which you need to describe about it. And coming to the DD description, that will defines the description of this header, like a title. If you are giving the title is the HTML, you need to describe that within the DD tag. This is about the description list. Finally, in the HTML, we will end up with this about the HTML by using the forms. Forms is the more important, more frequently uh, used, used in the applications. Inside of the form, this will controls the entire screen. Like if you are developer any table screen, or if you are developer any sign up form, login forms, this form tag will handles all this one. The form, we will use the some basic tags we are using inside of that form. It should, without these tags we can't end up with the forms, or like we can't able to create the forms. Input is defines the control of the document. If you are using if you need to create the login page, in the login page you need to enter in the that input box is referred as the input tag. Next we will give the text area, label, set, select. Like if you are selecting any of the options, I'll show the example as well. These are the main HTML tags we are using within the form. Within this form tag, we are using all the attributes, or like all the elements which we are using the login page. For example, need to register. I am using the registration form. In this form, I need to create the like input box, text field, and selection options, everything. In the form, we are need to set the first fields. We need to set it out. Then we are using the label. Label is referred as like the name of the text box. If you are using the input box, what we need to fill it. This will refers the this input box will refers the labels. Again, input, as you know, input is the one. It is a text box. If you had changed the text button, that will look it as a button. Like input will refers the type of the elements or type of the action you need to take it out. And by referring the BR is always as you guys are already aware about this. This will give the one line gap between the sessions. Like if you had given name, password, this will again comes to the select. and again your address. Again, it is referred as the input box, and sign up is like, again it is a type of submit. It is a button which we are referring here. Once we click on this, we automatically get this notification. Like this is then a simple registration form which we are referring in the HTML document. These are the basics about the HTML. And next we move on to the CSS. I think most of you guys know about the CSS part. CSS is referred as a cascading style sheet. If you are creating HTML forms, HTML document, and HTML, any of the application if you are created, by using the CSS, we can style it out, style it the documents. Like if you have the HTML tags, if we want to design this HTML tags, so by using the CSS, we will design that part. You have this page. In this page, you need to design this. You need to color it out. This heading page. You need to give some other colors to this. You need to add some background color about this page, and you need to add some background images about this document. Or if you want to style this, like if you want to change the fonts, if you want to align it center or right, whatever the directions you want to arrange, so that will handle by the CSS. Mainly we talk about the benefits of the CSS, like applications of the CSS or features of the CSS. CSS will solve the big problem. Like if you had created the 10 components, in the 10 components we need to apply the only a single single class or variable, a single class or single color. Like if you have the 10 components, in the every component we have the CSS file. In the every CSS in the every component CSS file, you can define that. You can define the classes. If you're using the CSS, you can externalize the page design by using the external CSS file. You can externalize the page design. So this will automatically solve a big problem. Like you don't need to create every, you don't need to write every class into the every component CSS file. You can externalize it. And second thing, this saves a lot of time. Save like if you had saved the external CSS file, so it is possible to change the entire website by changing the just one file. Like if you had if you already externalized the one CSS file, if you need to apply only say, some of the classes to the one component, some of the classes to the another component, by using this external file, you can use simply in the inside of the HTML tag, you can use the single classes itself. So you no need to uh, create again and again the classes or tags, or maybe this will provide some more attributes. Like more details attributes to plain HTML. If you have the plain, this is the plain HTML which we can talk about. In this plain HTML, this CSS will give the more attributes to design this page. Design this page looks good and looks decent. And coming to the CSS syntax, the selector, declaration block, these are the two. These two are the main important in the CSS declaration. If, for example, if we need to design this one, this line into the some colors or font, we need to change the font, we need to change the background as well. So in this case, is a selector which refers to the attribute of the HTML, yellow or red, whichever the color do you want to give. This refers to the declaration. So color is the attribute of the HTML, that will we call it as a selector, and which we are giving the value, that is we call it as declaration block in the CSS. We can see the example over here. If I need to give coloring to the paragraphs in the CSS file, I was simply give it this attribute name here. This will automatically refers to the inside of the paragraph, whatever the statement we have, this text will refers to the text align. In color, inside of the paragraph, we are using the paragraph tag. Inside of the paragraph tag, whatever the content is there, will refers to this color. You can see the example over here. Like whatever the content we are referring inside of the paragraphs, like 1, 2, 4 of the paragraphs we had wrote in this code, in this file. So in all these 4 automatically changes the color, and we had referred as this text automatically comes to the send. And in the CSS, we have the different types of selectors. Like now we had referred only the element of the HTML tag or attribute of the HTML. So in the CSS, we have different types of selectors, like mainly element selector, 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 universal selector, group selector. Element selector is referred as only the element, or like refers to the tag. IT selector will refers to the which I'll show. We can see it with the example. Like simply in the element selector, as we have already seen this, we are just using the element of that tag, and we will design that the data. If you are referring the ID. Like inside of the HTML tag, this is the attribute we are giving that is named as ID, and in the ID we will into the some variable or some class name or whatever the ID name we are giving here. So we will use this ID by referring the as symbol. If I am referring only H1, I need to change the font of the H1 tag. So this ID, and so by using this ID, wherever you had put it out, like whatever within the p tag you had given this ID with the particular tags which you are referring the IDs, that will only change the styling. In H1, I had given this ID. In the H1, you can see the italic, like which we had changed over here. I had assigned in the center. Will automatically next we are coming to the class selector. Referring the class attribute, we are refer the CSS classes here. I had given one class name, background. So in this, in the body, I had given the class name. So I am changing the background of this content. So if this total data background will change automatically. Like I had given the background color, or like I had arranged the text. Total content of the page, total body of the page, total body of the file will change by referring the classes. Finally, we are coming to the group selector. Like, see, if in the element selector I had given only one element, one tag element, like in the paragraph we had given the only one element. If you are referring the H2, P, H3, like this will take lots of time. By using the group selectors like H1, H2, P. So here, whatever the tags we are using, you can group it out here, and you can style that particular uh, particular groups or particular paragraphs, particular headings, particular tags which you are referring in the HTML. You can see the result. So why this is not coming? Well, because we are not referring the H2. That in the H3 we are not group it in the CSS. If you had if you need only for H1 and H2, in this way the group selectors will work. And the most important part of the CSS is how to add CSS to the documents, like to the HTML. These are the three important ways: inline CSS, internal CSS, external CSS. These are the three ways we can add the CSS to the HTML page. Inline CSS will refer within the HTML document by using the style tag. If you are giving the by using the style tag, you will refer the CSS in the inline CSS. In the internal CSS, every component have the HTML CSS JS file. So within the component, you are styling the page is called as internal CSS. External CSS out of the component, like external CSS, all the application we have the document called style.css. Like any of the one entire application have the one single file that is called as the style.css. By using this, we can use the only classes. Like out of the component, if you are referring the styles, that is called as the external CSS in simple way. In the internal CSS within the component, you will refer the style of the document. Inline CSS means in the for example, in the head tag, like here, if you are referring the style within this component, like a color, like whatever the classes, whatever the properties if you need to use, or if you need to like without this, you can refer here like this way. So this is called as a inline CSS within the HTML file. If you refer the styling of the page, that is called as inline CSS. Within the component, in this step, if you refer the classes, that is called as internal CSS within the component. If you are referring the like universal classes, or maybe every application have the styles.css file. In this file, you can use any of the classes. You can define any of the classes. This is by using this styles.css. If you are referring the HTML page, that is called as external CSS. And in the CSS, uh, you can paste it out the background images, like in the HTML we are using the image tag. In the CSS, we can use the background element to change the background of the page. Like just now we had seen this background color, we had changed it, by in the same way we can change the image or images, or like backgrounds, anything we want to uh, put it in the page. You can use the we can also use the CSS to change the backgrounds. And also we can define the background position of the images, or like images, headings, or paragraphs, whatever. Like if you want, as you can see here, if we need to align the text into the right or left, and we need to the position of the text, for we need to position of the fonts, we can use the CSS. And if you need to change the font of the paragraph, or font of the document, font of the data which you had given into the HTML document, or in the screen, you can use the CSS fonts. In the CSS fonts, by using the CSS fonts, we can change the font family, Like we can use the italic. Some of we can refer as like using the font family. We can refer this some of the fonts which are given Courier New, Courier Mindscape, whichever you can change the font font family or font styling. Like you can also refer the font style as well. Like if you need the italic, normal, bold, inherit, initial, like whatever the type you need to refer, you can use the font style as well. And we have one more feature in the fonts, like a font variant. By using the font variant, we can create the small or caps effect. Like if you need the small letters, if you need the caps letters, it will give the normal, like first letter is the caps and second letter is the from the second letter we need the small letters. In that way we can use the font variants. So we can use the font weight. By using this property, we can increase or decrease the boldness or lightness of the font. Like if you have changed this, if you need the text is like a bold, where a bold in this bold type, how much you need? Like you need to increase or decrease the boldness. And these are the basics about the CSS. We will move on to the JavaScript. Mainly in the JavaScript is an object-based scripting language. It is not fully object-oriented language. It is a object-based language. This is an lightweight, and like we can, it will take the less code and the more efficient way. It is not a compiled language, but it translates the JavaScript code for the web browser. Like it is not a fully compiled language, but it translates the JavaScript code into the web page, like which we are seeing the applications. Will mainly in the JavaScript, it will interact with the websites when applied an HTML document. Like if you are designing the only the HTML document, you can't full fledged you can't see the application without the uh, JavaScript. Mainly features of JavaScript. Stuff all the web browsers, like all the popular, we can say all, not all the popular web browsers refers to the JavaScript. Because that is already provided by the built-in execution environment. We can say JavaScript is a syntax language. JavaScript follows the syntax, so that's why we can say this is the structural language, as we can see in the C programming as well. Like in the JavaScript, it will supports the most of the popular operating systems includes Windows, Linux, Mac, and etc. And also it provides the good control the users over the main applications of the JavaScript is more likely client-side validation. Here we can use the dynamic dropdowns we can change it. We can change it. Some of, some of the cores as the before structural language have the static drop downs, but in the JavaScript we can use the dynamic drop downs. It will displace the date and time as if you have to displace the today date or if you need to displace the tomorrow's date, like in the defined date you can displace by using the JavaScript. It will shows the pop-up windows and confirmation dialog boxes, prompts, and it will simply we can say that by using the JavaScript we can show the pop-up windows and the dialog boxes. And JavaScript is an example to easy code. We will use the some basic JavaScript files. By using the script tag, we will define the JavaScript. Within this script tag, we can define the whatever the data we need to, whatever the functions or whatever the content which we need to show in the application, we will write the JavaScript within the script tag. Is in the what is mean by external JavaScript file? Using the external JavaScript file, we can use the code. This mainly it provides the code reusability. Because if you are using the a single JavaScript file, can be used in the several HTML pages. For example, if you are created the one Java JS file, mainly the JavaScript file will refer the JS extension. Like if you are created the some random test component, in the test component, the JS file refers to the JS. With the extension of JS, we can refer this one. If you had created the one TS file, you can use in the JS file, you can use it in the many HTML pages. You can refer this JS file into the another HTML pages as well by using the src attribute. For example, on this. Instead of this, we can use the any JS file. Within the script tag, we are defining the content of the data which we are referring by referring the JS file. So this is the simple example of it. Now here we can see the an example in this editor. In the script.js file, we had given the message hello world, and we can refer to the document query selector. In the HTML, we will refer this within the script tag by using the src attribute. We will refer the file. So then automatically in the website we can see that data. If you are changed anything in the automatically will drive changes in the application by referring this. Whatever the changes you will made into the JS file, you can refer to here. You can use this script.js file within the with some other HTML pages also, some other HTML pages by referring this one. Okay, that is the main use of the external JS file. Coming to the JavaScript variables. JavaScript variables is simply name of the storage location. Like if you need to store the value of, for example, whatever the names or data, you need to store it. So by using the variables, we can store that data. This we can simply say as the storage location of the JavaScript. Here we have the two types of the variables we can create. That is the global variables and local variables. In the global variables, starting of the application, starting of the page, you can define that. Like you can see here, if you had created this variable starting of the application, like above the function, like within the function, if you had created the variables, that is called as a local variables. Out of the function, if you have created any variable, that is called as global variables. By these global variables, you can use entire the component, entire the file wherever you need, enter the functions. If you had given another function, um, so inside of this also you can use this variable x. But in this local variable, whatever the variables you had created within the function, that you can't use it out of the function. Next, coming to the JavaScript data types. we have two different types of data types. One is primitive data type, and primitive data type. Primitive data types, we can give string, numbers, etc. These are the data types will refer to the primitive data type. Coming to the non-primitive data type, in the non-primitive data type, we can refer object, regular expression. In the object, this represents the instance of through which you can access the members. Like if objects will like the values and the keywords. Keywords and values will refers to the object. If you had created, for example, if you need to give, if you need to store the employee data inside of the object, we can the flower brackets object will refer to the instance of the members which you need to access into the application. In the array, this array will refers to the group of the similar values. In the array, if you had given the only, for example, if you had used the strings or characters, array will refers only the characters data type, or else if you had used the string data type, this will refers to the only strings. If you are using the numbers, this will refers only the numbers. It will not allow the another data type to add on this arrays. In coming to the objects, you can use, if employee is the string data type or character data type, you can give the number values also here, like age. You can use the multiple data types within the object. In the array, you only use the only sync data type, and it will shows only the single group of the similar values which is existed in the data. And coming to the regular expression, this will simply refers to the regular represents the regular expression which we are going to like whatever the content you had given to the whatever the content you had given to the TS file or the document, that will in that format only we can see into the application. That is referred as a regular expression. And coming to the if else statement, I think everybody know about this if else statements. You have one condition like yes or no. Whatever the question you are coming up, whatever the results it will comes, it will give the positive or negative feedback. If you had given the one program like for example, if condition is true, No. If the condition is true, like if the condition is executes the, if you had given the condition is correct, that will execute the first result. If it is not, then it will execute the second one. This is the simple thing. If it is correct, it will throws the dialog box is yes. If it is false, it will throws the dialog box is and no. And coming to the switch, the switch statement is used to execute the one code from multiple expressions. If you need to show the all the total weeks or total months to the one program, like one code, the by using the switch statement or switch expression, we can do it. For example, if you need whatever the expression you need to give it, like you need to weekdays. Value 1. If today is if today is Sunday, this will execute first. If it is if the value is not for today, like if it is not Sunday or if some other day, so this will break and it will goes to the second value. By using the break statement, we can break the like statements or results which we can execute only one value which we really needs into the result. We have the default keyword as well. Default keyword will execute only all these cases is not true. If whatever the cases if you had given in this is not true, then this default keyword will execute. This is the simple about the switch statement. The switch statement will execute one code from multiple expression by giving the multiple cases or multiple values you need to execute in the single code. By using the switch statement, you can refer that. By using the within the switch statement, you can use the break keyword. By using the break keyword, you can break it that solution. If it is true, this will execute and this will stops here. By using the break statement, if it is not true, this will comes to the second case. If it is not true, this will comes to the third case, fourth case. So if these all these cases, if all these if else statements or if these cases is not true, if this is not executed, then the default keyword will execute and give the data. And next topic, coming to the loops. The JavaScript loops are used to iterate the piece of the code using the for, while, do while, and foreign loops. Basically, the loops are using to iterate the data, iterate the code, iterate the results. If you have the 10 numbers, in the 10 numbers, you need to equals to the only 5 number. So by using the for loop or while loop, while loop, we can iterate that all 10 numbers, and we can equalize this 5. Whenever the 5 will come, that will shows the, if you are not using the for loop, but you are using the if else statement, for example, you need to write the more code. If the for example variable x is equal to 5, you are using the if else statement, you need to write the code like x is equal to 5. First you need to start with the 1, because you have the total elements is 10. In the all this 10, you need to filter out the 5 function. So you need to, every time you need to compare with the x is equal to 1, again x is equal to 2. You need to check it out the all these cases by simply by using the for function, for loop. In this for loop, you will iterate the all the 10 numbers and give the result which you need. As a while loop is also works a same thing. In the for loop, it will equalize and it will give the greater than. For loop syntax we can for x is equal int I equal to 1, I greater than or equal to 2, or like 10. Yes. In this case, always first the I value is 1. So you need to loop this one till the 10 is coming. Like until the 10, uh, you need to rate this for loop. So by using the for loop, you can easily increase the values or decrease the values. Same as a while loop will work. In the while loop, this will check the condition first, then it will give the result. If you had given, for example, inside of the while loop, first it will check the condition. If x is equal to 10, then only it will execute. Otherwise, it will this statement will not execute. This loop will not work. Coming to the do while loop. So in the do while loop, it will work as a if else statement. First, it will check the condition. If it is true, it will give the one type of result. If it is not true, it will give the another type of result. By using the do while loop, we can do that. We can iterate the values and we can give the perfect results. Coming to the functions of JavaScript. Mainly, the functions are used to perform the operations. We can call a JavaScript many times to reuse the code. If you had given the if you had created one function, so this function you so this inside of this some statements or like conditions is there. You can use this function into the entire the file by referring the just this dot function. So we no need to write the entire the conditions or entire the statements in everywhere. You can refer that function name into the other classes or under in the entire object whenever you need. You can use this function inside of the other functions also. In JavaScript, window object. This window object will represents the window of the browser. Like if you need to alert the application, if you need to give the confirmation box, if you need to show the prompt, or if you need to open or close the applications, if you need to set amount like if you need to give the timing of the application, we can use the window object. By using the window object, we can automatically alert or confirm alert the application. In this window object in this window object model, we will use the main some of the methods. Those are alert. Alert by using the alert method, it displays the alert box containing the message which is OK button. Uh, for example, so this is the one type of alert message which we can see here. By using the alert method, by using the alert, see here we had used the window object method is called alert. By using this, we can easily put the alert message into the application. Next, coming to the confirm. In the confirm box, we can by using the confirm box, this will show the yes or no. Right? If you had given the one page of the content, if you had given the one page of the data, or else just now we had seen the HTML form. After filling the HTML form, we have the button called submit. If you had clicked the submit button, so again you will see the one window of dialog box. In the dialog box, that defines the if you really need to save the data, or if you really need to don't save the data, like this will alert you, do you need to save the or you don't want to save it. So by using the uh, confirm method, we can alert the data which we are going to save, or which we are giving to which we are going to save or not. Coming to the prompt is like sometimes we will define the data, like by using the prompt method. In the alert message, we can it is the predefined. In the alert prompt, you can display the dialog box text input from the user, like whatever the you had given to the if you are a user, if you had given the some text which is which is defined by you, like as your wish, whatever the date, whatever the text you had given to the prompt within the prompt to method, that will show into the dialog box. By using the open method, you can open the new window. Using the close method, close the current window. Timeout. Like if you need to close the application or close the screen within the particular time. By using the set timeout function, by using the set timeout, you can close that screen within the particular time. If you need to show that prompt box only the 10 seconds. If you need to show the confirm box only the 20 seconds. So this by using the set timeout, you can predefine that dialog box time. So that is mainly about the window object methods. Coming to the Java document object methods, DOM. By using the document object model, this will represents the whole HTML document. Like when HTML document is loaded in the browser, it becomes a document object. It is the root element that represents the HTML document, which we had seen already here. This is called as a object document model. So in the DOM, in the document object model, we will use the some of the methods. Right. Given string on the document, like whatever the string we had given to the inside of the write function, write method, that will reverse this. Write ln refers to the given string on the document with the new line character at the end. If so, from here, end of the content, we have the new line character. Next, whatever the lines or whatever the statement you are entering, that will comes to the next line. Next, one more method we have, get element by ID. Represents the given ID value which is having into the HTML element. HTML. Like however we are using the document or inner element paragraphs. So in this way we can use the get element by ID. So we will get the data by ID, by which is existed in the HTML. Next, one more method we have, get element by name. By referring the name, we will uh, get the we will get the values of the HTML element. Next, we have the get element tag name. Like in HTML, you had used the header tag, a body tag, and a script tag. So by referring that tag names, we can get the values from the HTML. And one more method we have, get element by class name. This returns the elements having the within the given class name, whatever the classes we had given. Like if you had, as you can see here, we already created the classes for the CSS. So by referring the class, uh, we can get the value from the HTML to JS file. These are the main methods in the document object model. Coming to the classes, this is simply this is the same special functions of the special type of functions which we are using in the JavaScript, which defines the class just like a function declaration and function expression. Like this is similar to the function, but it is not a function type of thing. If, for example, so if you had created the function, so you can't create inside of this function, you can give the conditions itself. You can't create the functions inside of the functions, but in the classes you can create the subclasses of functions, and you can use these classes into the function. Example, so function will refers to the open and close brackets. So the class will refers directly in this way. So again, here you have the constructor, for example, inside of this you can created the some variables, and again had created the another detailed class about this, like another function or method we can call it as. So in this way we can create the classes. But if you had created the function, inside of the function you can't create the sub functions or subclasses with it. You can give the conditions itself. Inside of the class you can create the uh, subclasses or functions, methods you can call it. Objects of objects in JavaScript. Already we had discussed about the objects in the JavaScript, but in detailed way we can say in the JavaScript it is an entity which is having the state of behavior of the properties and methods. For example, in the object, inside of the object, you need to save the or store the or represent the one item details, like one object details, like one book details. In a sense, it will comes to the name of the book and price, version, etc. So inside of the object, you can refer these type of data types into the one object by within the flower brackets. And say name, price is another data type again, version. So in this way, you can referred the object. So creating the objects in the script. So in the three ways we can create. One is object literal, and second way object instance, and third way object constructor. Using the object literal, you can refer the object is like within the this way. In the object instance, you can directly give the keyword to the object. For example, if variable object name, you can give the directly name of the object, like which we had created here. You can give the book is the object name, directly give that into here by using the object constructor. Like in the object constructor, we need to give the direct values, name of the book, like blank, and price, version 5. So this type you can give the object constructor. You can construct the or data inside of the object directly by using the object constructor. By referring the name of the object, you can use the object instance. By referring the by just referring the keys or properties, we can use object literal. These are the three ways we can create the object. And finally, coming to the arrays. Arrays will represent the similar type of elements which we had already discussed in previous. In the arrays, it will accept only the similar data types, similar characters. If you had used the similar numbers, if you need to show the only numbers into the array, so array will accept that only. You can't use the numbers strings into the array. So these also we can in three ways we can create the arrays: array literal, array instance, and array constructors. In the array literal, we can use a where for example, array literals, you can create within the square brackets, we can define the arrays. Array instance refers the where array name, you can give the array name. By referring the another array, you can use the array instances. You need to refer the another array object to in your current array. So then you can use the array instance by giving the name of that array. Okay. The constructor. This array constructor, you can construct the like how we had created the object. You can create the array in that way. So this is about the arrays and the basic. So this is the basic things about the JavaScript we had discussed. So that will be all for the today, guys, because it's already 2:25, only 5 minutes left for our session. So we have covered a good part of HTML, CSS, and some major topics of the JS as well, like functions, classes, arrays. We had cleared out of, and we had seen the objects and how to create the objects. Also, we had discussed. Unfortunately, there are still some more concepts left, but we are already beyond the time. Like it's already 2:26. So I know some of you guys are hungry. Some of the people had been already left. Thank you very much for staying back. I'll stop it here. Maybe we will announce only Angular and JS part pre-workshop in couple of weeks. You will get a notification from the Angular IT as well. Please check the website also. In 1 week, we will be posting it there. Any questions from today's session from anyone? Am I audible, guys? If there are no questions, that's all for today. Thank you very much for everyone. I will see you all again in another full session of Angular and JavaScript. Happy weekend to everyone. You can log off if you don't have any questions. Guys, please give your feedback to us. That is very important.